Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the episode. So, Paulina, you thought you had a friend, didn't you? Look at Abe turning the tables on you. Look at Abe pulling the rug from under your legs. Look at Abe throwing monkey wrenches in your game. Look at Abe showing you, oh, you thought you was gonna have free reign to do whatever you wanted to the famous town square that's called the Horton Town Square. Oh, you thought you was gonna run amok over there. Oh, you thought you was gonna do whatever you wanted to. Oh, you thought you was gonna have fun, turn into whatever you wanted to. No restrictions, no monkey wrenches. Oh, you thought you was gonna, And that's why I said the main thing I don't like about you is you try to do stuff on the sneaky. You too sneaky for my liking. Like, wouldn't you, if you had enough common sense, or you want the people to be with you, not against you, wouldn't you do a town hall meeting or have a meeting with the citizens of the town you trying to take over their town square? Wouldn't that make more sense to you? Besides going around lying and sneaking and backstabbing and you going around lying to these people, you lied to Marlena, you lied to Abe. What you didn't expect was that Abe to come back and hit you back with that monkey wrench. That monkey wrench messed up your whole entire car. Now you got to go take your car to the shop and get it repaired because you wasn't expecting Abe to hit you with what he hit you with. Yeah, you just don't come into people's town thinking you gonna do whatever you want to. Just cause you are shark with money don't mean you gonna sit there and run amok over somebody else's town or city and thinking they ain't gonna let you get away with it. And that deal Abe gave you, it's not a bad deal. Like, it's not a bad deal at all. They get free rent for a year. You know, that's bringing in revenue, by bringing in, people that, want to try new things, want to start up a business. Like I said, I'm surprised and shocked that actually, your no good daughter, Chanel, I'm surprised she had enough sense to say, you know what? I ain't got no job. I ain't got no money. Basically, the rent gonna be dirt cheap. Why not jump in it and, go ahead and do what I got to do and revenue some money before I can pay that rent when that time comes. I'll be had the rent money ready. So, you know what? I might have been kind of wrong by Chanel. She might actually grow on me, but I don't know how much she's gonna grow on me. Now, I appreciate her after finally getting off her behind, actually getting the job. I appreciate that, and I see she trying to do better. Even though, Lonnie, you should have slapped the living you-know-what out of her. She sat there and sexualized your husband from the front and the back. Your cousin. She wouldn't have stayed near another night in my house, my apartment, whatever that loft, whatever you staying in. She would have been out there with the welcome mat. How you gonna let? And I noticed that I know this happened a while. Happened a few weeks, days, few weeks. I just can't get over the fact that, Lana, you let her sit there and sexualize your husband, and all you told her was, "That's enough. Don't talk about my husband like that." You know what I would have told her if that was me? Say another word about my husband and see where you will be at. Basically, I had to talk him into letting you stay here. He did that because of me. You're staying here because of me. And the thanks I'm getting now is you happen to catch my husband in a weak moment where he like to walk around naked and the towel happened to slip and you didn't start everything I get to look at and now you sit up here sexualizing him. Oh no, Lana, you better not ever be that show cousin. You love her, I don't, but I'ma move on. Anyways, I'm happy and excited that she trying to do something with herself. I'm happy about that. Let's just hope this works out for her. Hopefully, with the Horton secret, donut recipe that should happen. Like Ellie told Julie, there's a whole lot of. That's when I first started watching Days. When them donuts, when JJ did them weed donuts, and they got mixed up, and Julie Book Club got high. That's what the first or second week I started watching Days. It was before. No, it was when JJ came to town, mad at his mom and his dad. Or was it his dad? And he came to town. He was still in high school. He was selling drugs. He had that little friend of his, that little tall one, that friend, Rory, yeah, him. Had him and he was selling drugs and he got caught. That's when I first started watching Days. Right now, 2008, 2009, I think that was 08, 09. That's when I first started watching Days, and that was one of the best moments that stuck out to me still to this day. That moment, and what was the other moment that stuck out to me? I think I was hook, line, and sinker with the whole JJ thing because I was looking for a new soap opera then, and I happened to say, you know what, I always want to try Days. Let me dive in it and see what had happened if I happen to dive in it. And somehow I hit I tuned in at the right time. JJ fresh in high school, JJ selling drugs, JJ come back to town, JJ got suspended from school overseas, came to town with an attitude, selling drugs, the weed, donuts, breaking and entering, all that. It was a mess. I remember all that with JJ and his little bad boy act. I remember all that. But anyways, though, not to get off topic, Julia, I think you gave her that recipe because Xander ate your donuts. You needed more donuts. So, and push come to shove, and this happened, to happen again. All you got to do is go to Chanel shop and get some free donuts on a dime. They might not be the way you make them, but you know they might be a good knockoff. Cause Chanel says she can bake, so I'm not surprised to shop. I knew she can do something. I just would have never said baking, but I guess everybody got their talent somewhere, and that's her talent apparently. She can bake her behind now. Xander and Julie, I'm loving those scenes. I'm actually enjoying them quite actually. Poor Xander finna give Julie a heart attack. I'm actually enjoying these scenes, and I'm willing to see how far Jack gonna bend the rules for Xander to stay there before Julie snap and Julie end up chasing him with the gun, shooting at him. I'm willing to see how long this gonna play along with Julie and Xander. But right now, I'm entertained for the now. I love that scene. Drug mule, you got caught. So you mean to tell me Miss Gwen Rich, you mean to tell me you ain't have enough sense to put them pills somewhere and to hide them in case of an emergency like this, or in case somebody happen to grab your purse, look in it, and happen to see an envelope full of pills in your purse? You mean to tell me you ain't have enough common sense or decency to at least hide the pills? At least try to use some common sense you so-called had when you was doing that to Abigail and, Jack and Gabby them. You could have used that common sense when it came to you being the drug mule. Even though I don't know why you still selling drugs unless you want to go into a new career, and I already explained to you that Chad already knows what this man blackmailing you about, and basically you doing what he wants you to do because I'm guessing you need some free money, free cash, or You just as slow as I thought you was, and you don't realize that Chad knows this secret, or you looking for a new career opportunity, or you just like being blackmailed basically easily. I don't know which one it is at this point, Gwen. Chad already knows this secret. Jack already knows this secret. Abigail doesn't know quite Chad. Tell me again why you run around here pumping pills. Why are you still around here trying to... I don't get it at this point. Why? That ain't no excuse. The important people know, mother. The important people know. Chad already knows. Chad already knows, so it ain't happening. So that doctor ain't got nothing over that chick head. That chick is gonna be a drug meal, basically. But anyways, though, Trip, stay out of this, whatever. Gwen, stay out of the drug mule and the dealer business, just please. You barely in the door, then barely scratch the surface, and you about to ruin that all messing with this Dr. Pervert. Trip, stay far away from this man. And please stay out of him and Gwen business. We understand y'all cousins of, the Horton clan combination. Stay out of that, the Johnson combination. Stay out of that mess and let that man sit there and blackmail this fool. If she want to get blackmailed, even though she ain't got nothing to hide and that doctor ain't got nothing to tell Jack or anybody else, if you want to sit there and do that, you go right on ahead. Philip, I'm about tired of you. Really, I'm tired of you. I don't know what part of you I'm tired of you, quite frankly. I know I'm tired of this big upping you up, big pumping you up, that you this big macho man that can't nobody beat you up. Funny. While Chloe was sitting up there trying to defend herself, she finally decided to get liquid courage to attack Jen. You sitting up there watching her fight with this gun with a crazy person. Besides helping Chloe, what you should have been doing, in fact, you should have did something before Chloe did something. You gonna sit there and let Chloe get shot in the arm. Common sense would have told you, Philip. Try to disarm the woman. At least distract her. Do something. Don't just sit there watching the action like this a football game. And you trying to see who gonna make the touchdown first. So you sitting there looking like a knot on the rock, ain't doing nothing. Chloe gets shot. All of a sudden, you got liquid courage all of a sudden, and then you decide you want to go against her. I commend you for the first time. I commend you, for getting her finally. But you shouldn't have let Chloe got shot. You say you love Chloe, but you should have took that bullet for her if you really did love her. In fact, when Chloe would have been, in fact, when Chloe was fighting over that gun, you should have been right there with them, making sure that gun got into Chloe's hand, not into Jan's hand, and make sure if anybody got, off, it would have been Jan, not Chloe. But like I said, I'm gonna give you a little break because you saved the day. Even with via the dirt, you use dirt, you saved the day. So I'm gonna give you a pass, Philip. Now what's up with Jan and these comas? John choked her a little hard. She jumped into a coma. Philip choked her a little too hard. She slipped into another coma. So if this is our way of saying that if she can't handle stress very well, or you can't, I'm confused how she keep on slipping into comas. And that's her way of saying I'm scary. What is this coma means? Now, I ain't gonna say John was, John was kind of choking her. So John kind of did use excessive force when it came to her. Philip didn't really do nothing but, grabbed her around the neck, and next thing you know, that she on the board and she down on the ground like she sleep. So, do you have a weak neck? You can't have the stress so you'll pass out into a coma? Or I'm trying to figure out what is wrong with you, because if I hear you slip into a coma one more time, you seriously need to get that checked at this point. 2 altercations and you end up in a coma. Poor Chloe, did I just say poor Chloe? Poor Chloe ends up shy. You slip into another coma. Paul Bell end up Paul Bell wedding day ends up Paul Bell. Paul Bell ends up into Paul Bell wedding days turns into hell. John attacks you, you slip into a coma. You know what? At this point, Jam, it's about time for you to give it up. Nice going with the whole burning of the cabin thing. Whoever owns that cabin, I think the Hortons own that cabin. At this point, don't y'all think it's about time to give that cabin up to new owners? That cabin got burnt down about 3 or 4 times now. We done had 3 murders in there. 4. 3 fires. 2 or 3 murders. Somebody almost got smoked to death, or I forgot what it was. Haven't that cabin been through enough? And shouldn't we go ahead and retire the Horton cabin by now? Because that more cabin get more work done than a regular house do at this point. That cabin has been through enough. Can we retire that cabin already, please? I feel sorry for the cabin every time it goes up in flames, or somebody end up going out talking about enjoying away from the people, and y'all can stop using it as a vacation spot. That's another thing. Y'all use it as a vacation spot so quick and in a hurry, and then it turns for the worst for y'all. So stop using it as a vacation spot too, because at this point, it ain't doing nobody no justice. Give that poor Kevin a break for crying out loud. Ben want to sign the divorce papers, but he really don't want to sign the divorce papers. He started signing them, but he changed his mind. While he was out there at the Horton cabin thinking of his next plan, he happens to run into Claire, who's tied up by Jan Spears, planning on setting the cabin up aflame again. So if it wasn't for Ben and his quick thinking, Sean and Belle might have not got their daughter, or Sean clumsy behind would have ended up knocking over the thing and not catching his daughter in time, or maybe he would have caught in time. Who knows at this point? I don't see Belle. I don't see who is it? I don't see Jan standing that coma alone. And another thing, like I said, y'all always manage to try to catch the criminals, but y'all never make them successful. Jan gonna end up disappearing or going to the crazy house again. We ain't gonna hear for Jan. Sammy might come around and wake her back up again. Like, that woman got 9 lives at this point. But anyway, so y'all, that was the episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of y'all night and have a good weekend. Bye.